at the turn of the 20th century, in the late 1800s, there was a young man who was born in Waterford, Connecticut. His name was Michael. No coincidence. And Michael was the son of Irish immigrants, and his father worked at a brass mill in Connecticut. And Michael decided that he was going to become a priest. And there's still no coincidence. Still no coincidence. And he went for his seminary studies in Quebec. Well, his father got sick and died, and Michael had to leave his seminary studies to come and take care of his siblings. Michael was the eldest of 13 children, 6 of whom unfortunately passed away in infancy, but still had a bunch of other little rugrats he had to go home and help mom take care of. Eventually, Michael became a priest, and the parish that he was assigned to was St. Mary's in Connecticut, in New Haven. And when Father Michael got there were some interesting circumstances that needed to be dealt with. Number one, the Irish community at that time, as we've talked about before, was discriminated against. All Catholic immigrants were. There was a great fear amongst people that Catholics would not demonstrate loyalty to Uncle Sam because of their obvious loyalty to the Pope. So that was a problem. And also, it's kind of a cliche about Irish and Italian families. They tend to be what? Very large, right? And in the time period we're talking about, it was usually Dad who was the breadwinner for this large family. And so if Dad passed away, who was going to take care of the family? And this was a very, very big problem. This is the days before Social Security. These are the days before government assistance for these things. Now, there were labor unions and other things that were addressing these matters, but Catholics were typically discriminated against even from those organizations. The other big thing that was in at this time period was it was very prevalent for a man to be a member of a fraternal organization. The fraternal organization of this, or the fraternal organization of that. And the big one, of course, being the Freemasons. Now, I'm not going to get into the history of Catholics and Freemasons and how they don't tend to get along, but the long and short of it is that there were papal encyclicals in the 19th century forbidding Catholics to join the Freemasons and various other fraternal organizations. But, of course, you tell someone not to do something, and it's very popular, they're probably going to do it anyways. So these big problems, Father Michael wanted to address. So what he did was he gathered together the men of his parish and he formed a society. He formed an organization. And he took some of the elements of these fraternal organizations, the social aspect, some of the ritualistic and exclusive aspects of it, and he put that together. And then he gave the responsibility of these men that they would provide death benefits for those in the community. When a man died and his family was orphaned and widowed, that these men would contribute to take care of that family. And also if Dad got sick and couldn't work anymore, that there were methods in there for those families to be taken care of. Now this was such a popular thing that this spread from St. Mary's in New Haven and it spread all around New England. And it's continued to spread all around the world even to this day. We all know the society as the Knights of Columbus. And that is Father Michael, the Venerable Father Michael McGivney, who founded it. Today is Armistice Day on top of being Veterans Day. And it's 100 years since the armistice, since the end of World War I. The Knights of Columbus played such a crucial part in World War I. The Knights of Columbus were the first organization to organize blood drives. Blood drives weren't a thing. They also set up huts for veterans, for these doughboys to go to get some of the things that they weren't getting necessarily from the army. Things like stationery, things like a hot shower, religious services. And they became very well known for this. And they supported these guys in World War I. It was through those efforts that the discrimination that existed against Catholics started to wipe away from this Catholic organization that was so patriotic and so concerned about the veterans of World War I. They took care of them. And so the Catholic discrimination of those days started to die away. The Knights of Columbus are obviously all around the world. And we have council here at St. Mark's, council number 10488. And they do so many wondrous things just for the community at large, and especially for this church in particular. They really are the right hand of the church that they exist in. They do so many things behind the scenes, raising money. Insurance is still a big thing with them as well. The Knights of Columbus life insurance is perennially on the Fortune 1000 list. So they do so many great things for our local community and for the community at large. They're always looking for new men, good Catholic men, to come forward and join this legacy that Father Michael McGinley started. So if anyone is ever interested, I can point you in the right direction. We've got plenty of knights here among us right now, and they would be glad to introduce themselves to you and let you know what they're all about. So I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.